Hi, I'm Lenore,
Hi, I'm Katerina.
and we are the juniors. For today's interview, we have the special guest, Dream Galaxy 2020-2021. Hi, Leilani.
Hi.
So the first thing I want to ask you is for you to tell me a little bit more about you and how you started doing pageants and why.
Well, hi everyone. I'm Leilani, your Junior Miss Galaxy 2020. I am 14 years old and I've been in the Galaxy system for about 5 to 6 years. I started pageants when I was around 6 years old, and I've been doing pageants altogether from 8 years going on to 9. And I started doing pageants because my mom actually inspired me, and I had no idea like what a pageant was. So I actually used to go to like Target or Walmart, and I used to buy like those princess dresses, and I used to go home and used to love playing with them. And so once my mom really looked into what I really liked, she thought it was right to put me into a pageant. So of course it was like a little hard because the first few years I had no training. I was basically self-taught. So once I started teaching myself how to get better and how to improve, I finally became a Junior Miss Galaxy, one of my dreams.
So Katerina and I have some questions for you. Katerina, do you want to start?
Yeah, sure. So, what was your feeling when you discovered that you will be the next Junior Miss Galaxy International?
Ooh, this is like such a it was super nerve-wracking for me because this is one of my dreams which I've been working years for. And so when they were calling out the top 8, I honestly thought that I wasn't going to make it because I was one of the last one getting called. And I think it was the fifth person. I don't know if you watched the pageant, but at one point I looked back at my friend and I was like, no, I didn't make it. But then they called the second to the last person was me. So I was kind of like a sense of relief. But then I was like, here we go again. They had to call up the top 5. And I was feeling a little more confident about myself, but at the same time, anything can happen. It was all in the judges' hands. So they called up the 5th runner-up, the 4th runner-up, the 2nd runner-up, all the way to the 2nd. And I honestly thought I was going to get 2nd. I was not really confident, but I was confident. So once it was between Barbara and me, I was like, here we go again, because the past other 2 years before that, I was also in the same situation. So it was kind of really nerve-wracking. So I was just thinking in my mind, this is it, like anything can happen. And so I was pretty nervous, but also pretty happy, because either way, if I would win or not, I would also be happy for the girl that would win or for myself. So when they called out me as the Junior Miss Galaxy, I just started tearing up because it was just one of my dreams that I just really wanted to accomplish for a very long time, and I worked so hard for it.
So my first question for you is describe yourself in one word.
So I feel like I could describe myself in a lot of words, but I feel like an idol or a role model, because since I am the national queen, a lot of people look up to me and would do anything to win any pageant or specifically nationals. And after a few weeks after I won, I got a lot of DMs like saying, "Oh my gosh, you're such an inspiration. We love you so much. We love seeing your videos." And
So Katerina, can you do your next question?
So, do you remember some funny moment on Galaxy International that you can tell us?
yeah, so actually, I think it was like the first year that I ever did national. So I was kind of the new to the whole entire thing. And it was early in the morning. I was getting my makeup done and my hair was still curled up. And so me and my roommate decided to go back to the room, and we're just chillaxing before, I think it was orientation. And the fire alarm just started to go off. So we were all just surprised. And so we obviously evacuated, and everyone else did. But then we realized we were missing one of my sister queens. She was in like the Mrs. or Miss division. So it was kind of surprising, like you would expect her to go down like immediately. So we kept FaceTiming and FaceTiming, she wouldn't answer. And then finally she answered, and apparently she had just got out of the shower and she was still wearing like a towel around her hair and a robe. So me and my mom were just laughing, and I was on FaceTime with my friend and I told her the whole story. She was also laughing and we couldn't stop laughing. So after that, we were like, what are you doing? You're supposed to evacuate. And then she said, we're supposed to evacuate? And then like, we were like, yes, it's a fire drill. There's a fire in the building. And then she's like, oh, okay, I'll be right down. She came down in her towel around her head with her robe still on. And like right when she got out, the fire drill stopped and we all went back in and it smelled horrible in there. It was like super foggy. We could barely see anything. And apparently we just found out the fire was actually on her floor, I think, or either the top or the bottom of the floor of her floor, if that makes any sense. And me and my mom just couldn't stop laughing. Even though it was kind of scary, it was like so funny and I will never forget it.
So, if you could change something in the world, what would it be and why?
I would definitely change the treatment of animals because I feel like a lot of animals, they either get thrown out or get mistreated, and they're basically family to me. And whenever I see like a stray animal just run across the street, I think to myself, this is the reason when I get older, I want to prevent more deaths from any kind of animal or pet from happening, and I want to get them to a safe place. And I feel like a lot of people think, like, let's just say, for example, dogs, I feel like they think they don't deserve to be on this planet or they don't have a purpose, but they are actually the reason why when I'm sad, I'm happy, and they just make life so much better.
This is cute.
So, Katerina, can you your next question?
Yeah, sure. So I want to know, what is your favorite pageant accessory?
Ooh, this is a hard one because there's so many accessories, and I love bling, like absolutely love bling. And but I have to say my pageant accessory would be a smile because I just feel like it's just the icing on the cake. It just brings everything together and it just shows more personality, and it makes me personally feel more positive and motivated to try my best.
Do you have a role model that you think about in pageants?
I actually don't think I have a role model, but if I have to pick, I definitely would say the universe. I'm not really too familiar with the year, but Miss Universe, I think it was Katarina Gray. I'm not sure what her name is, but I always looked up to her ever since I was little. And I used to always watch Miss Universe with my mom. And it was kind of like a tradition. Like every year we would always watch it. And I just really look up to her because she actually inspires me to try my best when I'm just at my lowest point. When I'm sad, she makes me happy. And actually, one day I might want to try to do Miss Universe just to experience, or maybe just to just experience like how, because pageants around the world, they don't really have the experience of Miss Universe. And I feel like if I would get to be a Miss Universe, that would be the most amazing experience in my opinion. And it would just make me so happy because in pageants inspire me to do so good. Like it just makes me really happy, and it's just a passion of mine.
Katerina, can you give your question?
Yes, sure. So, what is your favorite party from Galaxy? White party or pajama party?
Ooh, this is a hard one. I have to say, oh my gosh, this is a hard one because I love both. I have to say white party because white party, you just get to somewhere, it's just somewhere you could be yourself, and you get to meet all the girls, and I love like dressing up. And even though pajama party, like I just love being lazy and having pizza and just chillaxing, I feel like white party, you could just be yourself and dance to music. And for me, one of my dancing is my hobbies, and it's just one of my favorite hobbies ever. So like I dance every single day and I love music, so that's why it's my favorite.
So, my next question for you is what do you think about Galaxy system?
I think the Galaxy system is very empowering, and I feel like it brings out a lot of people's personality, and it's kind of like a place where you can just be yourself. And there's a lot of people who are shy and just don't like talking, but I feel like the Galaxy system just allows you to be yourself, and it just really makes you a confident person overall.
Definitely. Katerina, can you do your question?
Yeah. Do you have some idea how many appearances do you have done?
I'm not really sure. I think I've done about 30 because the COVID kind of just has set me back and just had canceled all the events. And also because I just moved to Houston, so it's kind of hard for me to do like events with my friends. I would kind of have to just drive like 6 to 8 hours all the way there to do events. But when I visit, I'll definitely make sure to plan some events with my friends.
So my next question for you, do you prefer fun fashion or gown?
I actually prefer both. Like, I love both the same, and I feel like it's just one side is elegant and one side is very sassy, and I just love being both things. And I feel like fashion brings out most of my personality, but also gown is kind of just like the other side of me. So I could just feel so elegant and with all my pretty makeup.
So my next question for you is, what was your favorite appearance?
My favorite appearance is going to the Paws Animal Shelter, which, as most of people know, my favorite part about doing appearances is helping others in need. But my favorite appearance is going to Paws and just donating blankets and food and toys to the animals that are stray or just have been taken in from the streets and have a lot of diseases. And I just love going to Paws because they're such a kind and nice shelter. And I love going there at least once a year, but I usually like to go even more times because I just love animals and they're just family to me. And it just makes me really happy to see that animals in need are getting the help they want or need.
Katerina, can you do your question?
Yeah. A lot of persons think that beauty pageants is just for beauty persons. Did you agree?
I definitely do not agree because I feel like a lot of people when they think of beauty queens, they're like, "Oh, it's she only won because she's pretty." But other people don't realize how much work we put into pageants and helping our community and trying to make it better over the years because it's just there's just some things that are just not going well, but we always our best to help our community. And I have to explain it to a lot of people because my friends especially, they don't think that beauty queens help others. They're just like, oh, they're just spoiled brats, like they only wear dresses. Like I get that a lot from people, but I have to explain them a lot. They're like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
I totally understand you because my friends do exactly the same. They think of beauty queens is just like pretty face. It isn't like there's a whole story behind that.
Yeah.
So my next question for you is, what is advice you give for the girls who want to be beauty queens?
Okay, so some advice is that if it really is your passion to do it, then I just say go for it. There are people that are going to try and bring you down, and trust me because I've been through it, but I hope you can just keep your head high and just forget about it and just do it. Like there's nothing more to that. If you really wanted to and if you just feel like the urge to do it, if it really is your passion, then do it.
Definitely. Katerina, can you do your question?
Yeah. So, what is your feeling when you walk into the stage?
So there is a different feeling from being backstage and on stage. So backstage is kind of like you're so nervous. It kind of depends what you're thinking. It's like if you think, oh, I'm going to trip on my dress, you're more than likely going to trip on your dress on stage. So just a little advice when you're backstage, kind of just dance to the music or talk to your friends or go around and just try getting those nerves off. But once you step on that stage, for me personally, it's like, this is it. This is one of the reasons why I came here to do. And it's just a great feeling overall. And just, it's kind of like nerve wracking once you step on the stage, but then you get the hang of it and the stage is all yours. Everyone's looking at you. So just make every moment count.
So my next question for you is, say something that someone told you that you never forget.
So something that I'll never forget that I've been told is if it really is your dream, then stick to it. And that's something that I've always kept in my mind whenever I'm doing like something that I really like and it just really is an accomplishment that I want to achieve. It's always something that I've remembered because I personally want to become a veterinarian. And so I want to stick to that dream by studying very hard and just trying my best to get the best grades because I really want to help animals in need. And once the person said, oh, if you really want to do this, you got to stick to your dreams. I just kept going through my head and it just motivated me so much to just get good grades and just help out the community, even if it isn't helping out dogs. It could be other people in need. And it just really just sticks with me, really personal.
Katerina, can you hear a question?
Yeah. So Leonor have asked you something that someone have told you, and I want to know if in pageants someone have done something to you that you will never forget, something so special that will stay with you in your memory for all of your life.
So I wouldn't really call it like, I mean, of course it was a special moment, but it was more of the funny side. It was just like me and my mom just started cracking up. So it was like a few years after I did nationals. So it was still when I was like a Texas Galaxy Queen and I was just visiting International Galaxy. It was I think it was Mrs. Galaxy 2017, I believe. And she was doing her, like her reign, you know how at the end, the reign, um, to give up her title. And it was just such a special and funny memory for me because she just like came out, she was all like this and she was just so elegant, but then she started singing all of a sudden and just breaking down and rapping, and it was like me and my mom were just hysterically laughing and we just would never forget that. And also another special moment of Galaxy was the second time I did nationals after the pageant was done and the next Miss Galaxy pageant was going on. I went to Maria and she was all crying, congratulations, and we hugged and everything. And then right after that, I said, I'm doing it again. Like, I'm not giving up. This is my dream. So I'm going to keep doing it until I accomplish my dream because I never want to give up.
So my next question for you is what do you learn from all the pageants you have been in?
Okay. So when I first started pageants, or maybe specifically the Galaxy system, when I first started, I was kind of that girl that kind of just didn't talk to anyone. I was really shy, and interview was like my least favorite portion of the whole entire pageant. But the girls were just so supportive, and they were teaching me like, oh, it's okay. You can just go in there and have fun and be confident. And so that's what I have to say. Just it just taught me to be confident. And even though that people are going to try and bring you down, the Galaxy system has really taught me to keep my head up and just keep going.
Katerina, can you do your question?
Yeah, sure. So my next question for you is like this crown is so sparkly, but I think it's so heavy too, right?
Yeah, it's very heavy.
So how is to have to do your appearance with something so heavy in your head?
It kind of depends like what event you're doing. Like if you're doing a race, you don't want to be wearing this crown. It's like super heavy and it's just going to put a lot of weight on your head. Like it's just not it. So I feel like it's a good feeling, but it also like hurts. So it's a good feeling because just to have the crown on my head is just a wonderful opportunity because like it's just representing my dream. So at first I feel good, but then after a while it starts hurting and it's just I even get a dent after, like I get a dent in my skin and it just is not the good feeling. So whenever I take off the crown at the end of the day and just scratch my head and just move it and massage it, it just feels so good and relieved and it just feels so good.
So I don't have any more questions? Katerina, do you have more?
Yeah. My last question to you is, what is your feeling when some child came to you and say like, "Oh my God, you're a princess"?
So at first I was like, oh my gosh, like I didn't know like I was that node. Like I kind of was just surprised that someone just came up to me and just said, "I'm your biggest fan. Oh my gosh, you're so pretty and you're like an inspiration." And it really is just an overwhelming feeling because I feel like it depends on like what I say. Like if I say something, like they're gonna look up to me and they're gonna be like, "Oh, she said this, I'm gonna say this." So it's kind of like really nerve-wracking. So I have to be careful how I use my words, but it also like it just makes me happy that people are just looking up to me, and I just want to be the most inspirational person that they've ever looked up to.
So, Katerina, you don't have any more questions.
No, I haven't got more questions.
So I think we come to an end. So don't forget to follow Leilani on her Instagram. Don't forget to follow us, me and Katerina. The Instagrams are going to be on the box. Don't forget also to subscribe in our channel, activate notifications, and if you want to be on your gala, Virtual Galaxy, you can buy the ticket on Ticket Line. Our gala is going to be in 28th of November. So kisses.
Bye.